Welcome back, one and all, to your Walking Wounded podcast on Monday evening. Paul and Hoggy are here to charm you with their dulcet tones of fucking croaky throats and looking like shite. Yes, gentlemen, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. We're back for your podcast live Monday, the Monday before the big draw. Paul, how the bloody hell are you, son?
Struggling, mate. I'm not going to lie. I've hardly been at my bed all weekend. It's just really fucking freezing here. I'll just chat anyway if I'm freezing or otherwise. I missed it. I was Friday night, just got a blue turn with something or other. And Saturday, I was literally never at the door. Just fucked. I think, I'm being honest, I think fucking booting the whole at Aberdeen away last Wednesday and the Huns on Sunday there, probably something going to boot me, and it just blootered me. So I missed the game on Saturday, unfortunately, just couldn't go. But recharge the batteries for Tannadice next week, so all good, and it's not all bad news. And what about yourself, son? How's you?
Pretty much same story, mate. Same story. As we said on Friday as well, I was feeling shitty on Friday. But still, that way you still press ahead with your weekend plans and still press ahead with the game on Saturday. But Saturday was a washout. Plans on Saturday today, things on Saturday night as well. Just a couple of things happened during the day on Saturday, which, as you do, unforeseen, just blew everything up in your face. And then again yesterday in the day has been largely fucking nothing, mate. So looking forward to, as always, getting on the pod, having a wee chat with people as well. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to pressing the end stream button the night and going to my bed because I'm fucked.
Listen, the famous quick hour will be happening tonight.
Every each hour. But we've got a few things to go through. First of all, just as we always do, guys, like to thank our sponsor of the podcast, Adalantes.com. Get all your nice Celtic clobber at Adalantes.com. CSP5 is your discount code for £5 off at checkout. Tell Des that Celtic Supporters Podcast sent you, and we will see you all right there. Guys, I know we go on and batter the clobber out there as well. I've not actually worn some of the stuff really well, so Friday I will wear my very best Adalantes t-shirt as well, because obviously as sponsor of the podcast, they are sponsoring the raffle that we've got going on just now, which is going very, very well, my friend, as well. So we have absolutely, I'll not use the term that I used before as well, but we have, let's say, removed the underwear of the target that I had as well, that £500 target at the very start of it as well, which we've doubled easily. We still wait 4 or 5 days to go. So guys, if you haven't already and you want to get your hands on raffle tickets, please email the pod in CSPpodcast2025@gmail.com. I'll reply to you where the money should go. Once the money drops, I'll send you back a picture of raffle tickets, and those raffle tickets are in the pot. Here is all completed raffle tickets that I've got set there, guys. So there is a shitload of raffle tickets that we've got, 2 books worth, and their names on the back of them all. So we will sort out who's going to be doing the draw on Friday.
I'll chase up poor boys, Hoggy. I've not really done much that way, just been fucked and all the aforementioned stuff. So just a simple case. I've not bought tickets myself, but I will do. So I'll go into that this week. Cool. So Friday the close. Yeah.
We'll basically run it right up to the start of the pod. I don't want to be kind of fan about too much on pod as well. We'll say that the closing time will be 7 o'clock when the pod starts. And that'll be kind of it. But what the Notre Dame Celtic Supporters Club did, Paul, was Frankie, who runs the bus out there, basically compiled it all. So he got the money in off the bus, gave me a list of who it was, and I basically sent them. I actually got the tickets to send them today. So I just done all that stuff as well. So he just basically captured the money, transferred that across. But
that's what I'm saying. That was my plan for Saturday on the bus, home bus, big getting busy bus. That would have been perfect, but alas, fell to pieces. But I'll go on it. Don't worry about that.
I spoke to Typhoon McFlustery, who I said he's last week donating the signed Canada top. I spoke to him on Saturday, and he's also donating for us a very special prize. Anybody that likes their Rebels or likes to listen to the old Irish tunes of war will be very, very familiar with the Eriog Live at Brazen Head album. I think everybody had that CD in their car. Or
Seminal, mate. Seminal.
Yeah. We've actually been donated a sealed vinyl album of the Live at Brazen Head. So I'm picking that up at Typhoon tomorrow.
By the way, fair play by them. They weren't cheap. They weren't fucking cheap. I'm sure they were about 50 quid or something.
There was a limited run. I think it was only 500 of them that was produced.
Fair play to you, John, because I know they weren't fucking cheap by any matter of means. Good lad.
Yep. So I'll pick that up after man tomorrow. And yeah, just keep an eye on the socials, guys, as we go on, because I'm hoping to add another one or two things to it this week. But I was saying, I messaged on the bus, and one of the guys had said, "Fuck's that, Hoggy, fuck's sake." He's like, "You've got enough prizes, if you know." And it's like, "What? No, what? See if it was like another charity kind of thing, Paul.
Yeah.
See if you're kind of getting. I don't want to say you're getting too many prizes for what you're actually money you're getting in. But it's like sometimes I would have maybe attained one or two wee things aside and said, "Right, no, actually, we'll do the auction for that. We'll do something for this." Not one thing has been held back for anything that we're getting in. People are donating prizes to us, and the prizes will be exactly for this. This was started basically on the premise that I had the Benji Negrin painting, the Larson wall art, some prints, and a Celtic tap to go there. But we've steadily had.
By the way, there's some great prizes, Hoggy, like really good prizes.
So guys, if you want to be in with a chance of winning that, get your raffle tickets after me. Email podcast cspodcast2025@gmail.com, and I will be back in touch with you. Robert, I seen your message at the start there, brother. Just to say that you'd emailed in on Friday. I'd sent you back one on Friday, but I've sent you another one back tonight that you sent there, mate. So if you get that, as I say, over the weekend, I've been less than a man down at the weekend as well. So I apologise for not getting back to anybody. But all the emails have been replied to. Send the money in. I'll send you raffle tickets out, mate, and then we're ready to rock for Friday. But Paul, a successful weekend, if we want to call it that, for when we were going into Friday on what would be a minimum requirement, you think, for us having a chat on Monday. Minimum requirement was deal with Motherwell at Celtic Park on Saturday. And deal with them, I think we did, mate. Obviously 3-1, a scoreline that some would say flattered Celtic, some would say flattered Motherwell. But what was your overall thoughts on the game? Before we get into individual things, what was your overall thoughts on seeing the game back, mate?
I was a bit worried that for quite a lengthy period because it was a very Celtic type performance. By the way, again, I'm just going over what everybody knows anyway. Motherwell's a very fucking decent side. I would take their left winger all day long. The New Zealand boy, I would have him all day long. He's an excellent player. Can't remember his name. Just, is it?
Aye, just.
I think he's a pick of the bunch for me. So it was nip and tuck for a while. Obviously, I thought we gave away a really stupid goal. This pissed about at the back. I don't know. I didn't get it at all. Players being doing that. I mean, Atati asked for the ball, but the keeper's got to see it. He's got to blow it up his arse. You know what I mean? So both at fault for me. I didn't think Sinisalo didn't sell any favours at the near post, to be honest. Even though I thought he had a good game, I thought he was a wee bit slack going down at the near post. Although I think the lad he's hit it, and it's kind of one of the ones, Hoggy, if he hits it right, he's probably no scoring. You know what I mean? He's kind of scuffed it with outside his foot. And it's Alistair. If I went to him, Alistair, I would happily take him, mate. Yeah, I really would. So he's kind of come across the ball again. He's maybe caught Sinisalo out, and he's went doing a wee bit, and it looks like a good finish, but I think he's been a bit fortunate. And then obviously, Jan. I'll just run through the game as I see because I watched it obviously in the house. I thought Negrin done great for his goal. Thought he done really, really well. Getting a bit of tenacity. KT gets a ball. Motherwell try to play it for the back as you do. And excuse me, troops. Because of chaos that needs to happen. And a wee bit of quality. And I thought it was a great. I was watching coming to on. It might have been coming to a pod I was watching this morning, and they were saying it was a finish you would expect. Mate, I thought it was a fucking really good finish. I thought it was a really, really good finish. He's getting closed down, Hoggy. He needs to find that. No, there's only one place he can put it. It's in that bottom corner. And I thought Young, I know it's not what we like, mate. I thought Young has just done what Young's been doing. When he's saying good games, he's saying really good games. Obviously, last week he was shit at Ibrox, but I thought he was brilliant on Saturday. He's closing down his defensive work, and then his third goal was a tremendous goal. He's done that before. He's got that good control on the sort of thigh Can he just push it? I've seen him doing that a few times, and batters it with his left peg. I didn't realise he had such a good left peg. Aye, so great day at the office, as I say. Motherwell, can't have any complaints. I mean, the penalty is just ludicrous that Hun bastard beating misses that when you see the angle that he's got on it for it to even go to VAR. And I think be referred to by Hugh Keevins as a controversial penalty. Just mental. Really needs. I mean, it's just fucking really poor officiating. You know what I mean? Is it biased? Probably. But just really shit. You know what I mean? That he doesn't see that as an initial contact because it's right in front of him. So listen, Hoggy, I was over the moon because there was periods of that game just the way our season's been going. But like a few folk in the comments, I'm really starting to believe quite strongly, and this could get clipped and played back to because it's still anybody's league. But I'm feeling as confident now as I've ever felt this season that I think we might just be hitting a bit of form at the right time. I think we win on Sunday and we get into the international break and get some players back. Then and a rest as well, because this team's played some football, Hoggy, over the last couple of months. Some fucking amount of games, man. And we've got, by the way, when you look at the record, Hibs aside, by the way, they've done fucking great. I mean, no performances haven't always been brilliant, but the tenacity to come back and win games when we look dead and buried, Ibrox, Kilmarnock, digging games out like up at Aberdeen when you've not played well. And I think I could see the confidence kind of growing. Going behind on Saturday to a very good Motherwell team. Having again the belief to dig that out and everything that goes with Motherwell. They're getting all the what was that for Kez? I was on the Clyde again beats performance on Saturday, the full panel jumped to me. I'm not surprised, Kez, to be honest with you, mate. It's an institutional thing, societal institutional thing. I think that half the time I don't even think they know they're doing it. It's just ingrained bias. But aye, so listen, really happy, Hoggy. It was a great 3 points, another confidence booster, another game towards marching towards the league. And aye, we're in a good place. We're in quite a good place. So I'm happy. I might not look at it, and I certainly might not sound it, but I'm fucking happy.
I think if anybody in a conversation with me this morning when I was trying to kind of get my head together for work, they would have probably said, "You've not had a very good weekend, Stuart, have you?" So actually, take away my health. Actually, fucking quite a good weekend. But they say that the first and foremost thing we had that chat about, the first and foremost was we turned up, we did a job against Motherwell, and I think we did that. And I think, just as you said there as well, we get tested the right way. I think if you want to say for what you've actually going to be facing in the championship run-in, because we've got Motherwell, a team that we're going to face after the split. We'll play them probably at Fir Park. But I think it was an important milestone for us to actually lay down that marker on them. And rightly so, they've been getting a lot of plaudits for the way that they're playing football. And that's great. But, playing lovely, attracting football doesn't always win you things. You need to actually do the shitty stuff and the hard work stuff and the dark arts, I suppose. And I think you're absolutely spot on with what you said there, Paul, is that I think I wouldn't say I'm as confident as I've ever been about Celtic winning the league, but certainly that weekend there as well has I think put things a wee bit back into maybe a more realistic kind of order of things that we all knew that Hearts were. Say that, Paul?
I'm just saying we're where we need to be. We're in amongst it, and we're a team that knows how to do this. You know what I mean? The Huns have been shown, and listen, I'm not going to say they're not going to win the league, right? Or Hearts will not see it through. But the Huns have been shown to be bottle merchants when it comes to it, right? None more so than the tuna Hun. That's a pivotal. There's pivotal moments in seasons, Hoggy, right? And the one, if you remember the fucking one when they got the draw and Clement's gone round fucking the park, all this. I mean, remember that game at Ibrox? And the Bears and all that stuff. Pivotal moments. I mean, I thought shite bags. That's you shouldn't be celebrating that. And the same again, they're 2-0 up at Ibrox the other week. They're 2-0 up the other week at Ibrox. Good album too, by the way, we match an album. Dark Side of the Moon. So they're 2-0 up, and they revert to for all attack when they've got on the ropes and they get the let us out of jail. And just I think it was Plunge. It says, "I'm no digging up Rio Hatati." Plunge Benny Martin means it was just a mistake because it was one of the wee things came up, Hoggy. You know, you get the wee clips that come up on you, and it was Marcel, and it might have been you actually talking about Hatati after Ibrox, and it was like, listen, we need to get that Hatati play. We need to stop because everyone. Let's be honest. I think pretty much everybody had wrote Rio Hatati off as getting back to. I think so. James boy had written Hatati off to getting back to anywhere near the player that he's shown again. But what we all did say a few weeks ago is, let's stop that. Let's stop that. He showed us at Ibrox what he can do. In the league game, he was sensational in the cup game.
Yeah.
I made a mistake on Saturday, Plunge. I am not fucking going to hang him out to dry for that because he is pivotal to us going on to win this league. He is as important a player as anybody, and he was again on Saturday. And I thought the likes the Ox started to show his quality. Looked a bit more leggy too. I thought he looked a bit more about him, like he's getting up to speed a bit more. Some of his passing, Hoggy's just, you know what I mean, just a different class. So no, I'm no slagging Hatati at all. The very opposite of that. He's done exactly what he needs to do is for us to win this league, and it's what we all said a few weeks ago after the second half at Ibrox. Keep that up, Rio, son, and that improves your chances of winning this league dramatically.
I think Hatati's one that I wanted to put the spotlight on a wee bit, and there has been, rightly or wrongly, a few spotlights been put on Rio by us, certainly.
Hoggett, he's deserved every bit of the slag he got for everybody. I mean, 100%.
The thing is, when you play for Celtic, and when you've set a bar that high previously from your not just your performances as well, but your work rate, your enthusiasm, it's quite easy to see when you're not reaching that. Now, you can reach it and you can miss it for a few things, but the one thing you can't miss it through is a lack of effort.
Yeah.
We always say the minimum requirement for when you pull the hoops on your fucking head as well is minimum effort is 100%. See, it's 110%. You can't get 110%. I'm
way on that.
That's one thing. We used to do the 101s, the CSP 101. Get that 110% passion.
I know.
Oh, shit. Right. But the one thing I would say, you can't get away with a lack of effort and not expect people to call you for it. And when you kind of set the bar that high, then sometimes the week comes back at you will be a wee bit more vociferous in its nature because you've created that expectation for yourself on how you play football. And he fell from that. But what one thing I wanted to speak about tonight is his immediate reaction to that mistake happening, because it was a mistake, Paul, and that's it. Aye. But remember, we don't make mistakes, we create opportunities to learn. Yeah. And straight away, I watched them when they were all celebrating. I just watched Rio sunk to his knees. He was doing. He get picked back up as well, and I'm sitting thinking, next 2 minutes I've got to be dead important in what happens here today. And his attitude after that as well was 100% effort. It was fucking chasing everything down, driving to the middle of the park. And you seen when Svenjara's penalty went in, just almost the relief on him. The fact that he again kind of sunk to his knees as well when somebody else scored for Celtic, and it's like, that's the Hatati mindset.
Yes,
that's the mindset that we need. And we're getting into a pivotal point in the season now where people who have been tried and tested in title races now. Granted, there's not been much of a title race as such over the last few years because we've ran away with it. But just to be in there and getting your right players back at the right time, not only in a form-wise, but attitude-wise.
Yeah.
You spoke there as well about the Ox, and we'll get into speaking about him a wee bit further. I thought, again, best performance in a Celtic shirt.
Yeah,
but see the reason for it? You cleared Callum McGregor away out of the picture. Oxlade-Chamberlain, there's your arena there, mate. There's your area of the park. Go and boss it.
Yeah.
When you bring the two of them in there, the two of them don't complement each other yet. I say yet because that might happen.
Do you think they can play together, Hoggy?
I think good players always can play together. But it's what you expect of them when they do, because I don't believe that the way that the two of them currently play their game, I don't think fits Celtic. So I think you need to ask one of them to change what they're doing on the pitch. Absolutely, but can they exist together playing the same game? I don't think so.
No, I tend to agree with that, I have to say. But I also think I've always been a big fan of good players can play with good players, but it's up to the. Sorry about this coughing troops. Fucking honestly, it's up to the manager. There's the very man. There's Typhoon McFlustery. What a guy.
See the water, brother.
Aye. The Rog album, John. Fucking some effort, mate. That wasn't the cheap, pal. So good on you, mate. But aye, so no, Hoggy. I'm as I say, as somebody that's dying with the fucking man flu or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm as happy as I could be. I think the team's gone in the right direction. We've got Martin O'Neill in the dugout. We've got Callum McGregor as your captain. We seem to have solved the goalkeeping problem. And I've thought it was quite interesting, the interview I read with Schmeichel on the weekend. The poor cunt's been playing with an injury and hasn't been doing himself any favours at all. But big Ben, big man, looks quality. I would be trying to get him. I would be trying to get him on loan for next season. He's got a bit. I can't remember everybody's been saying it, and I said that at Aberdeen, which, correct me if I'm wrong, some stat and because I was at the game. Did Van Dijk make his debut for us up at Aberdeen? I know, mate. We're probably like, or was it the first time I seen him? Because I remember Van Dijk coming on at Aberdeen, and just looked quality for the minute I seen him. And the same with the big man. He looks that type of player. He's got a lot of similar attributes. He glides about the park a bit. Big laddie. So I really impressed with him. And I would be looking to try and get him on loan. You're not going to get him. Sorry, troops, fucking hell. You're not going to get him permanently. I think I think there's high hopes for him doing in England.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But I think if we get him for next season, Hoggy, on loan again, it would be beneficial for all parties. He looks a real class act, and I think he's only going to get better and better. And that's a market we should be exploiting. I'm going to contradict myself a bit here because I'm not a huge fan of loan players. But when you get loan players for periods of time that can actually make big impacts on your club, like a whole season, then I'm all right with that. Particularly for players that would boot with your price range ordinarily. Then and so I would be one of the things I would be looking at next season is to get him back on loan. Who's his parent? Is it Bournemouth or who's his right? So I don't see him. I could be wrong. My knowledge of English football, as I'm proud to say, is pretty shit because I didn't watch it. But I don't see him at that age going right into the Bournemouth first team. So you would think it would be beneficial. Brentford, I thought I was going to say Brentford, James. Brentford there or something. We're both wrong. So listen, I would cheers, Alistair, son. I'll pop up and see you on Sunday at Paradise again, Alistair, if you're in the same spot on Sunday, mate. Because I think I'll be in the shed again. So if you're in there, buddy, I'll pop up and say hello again. I presume you'll be gone, Alistair. So if you are, I'll see you on Sunday, mate. So listen, all good. There's something to come back in my Bournemouth. I'm going Brentford. I'm going Brentford. I think it is Brentford.
I'll stick Bournemouth as well. We'll go for a wee. At least Warriors will win. It's definitely a B team, a B star. But I think Paul, there's a couple of comments that's coming on there as well about we're getting the right people back at the right time. We're getting big players back in. So AJ, and they speak about AJ coming, the influence that he's got running about the camp and how he's looked upon figures is going to be coming back in. We've seen Araujo, he wasn't risked at the weekend as well. He had an injury. It is Brentford, actually. It is Brentford.
Right, so who's who? I'm fucking confused. Araujo's Bournemouth, I know that.
Yes.
And the biggins Brentford.
I think so. I'm for Brentford and Araujo is Bournemouth, yes. But I think it goes to show again just it re-emphasises for me as well what we've missed this season. Now, again, you can't really sit here and excuse performances and excuse what we've done this season because we've had players injured. injuries are part and parcel of playing football. And when you look at the actual, just the absolute units and the senior figures that we've had missing, you look at AJ, you look at CCV, you look at Jota even. Jota's hardly been fucking seen in the last few months. But for somebody who did so much for Celtic, then at this time when coming back, that player that came back in as well was going to be something fucking exceptional. But we've missed them. And I think, yes, we're getting some of these players back at the right time. The question for me, Paul, that I want us to spend a wee bit of time on the new, we'll kind of flip back in and out of the kind of Motherwell game, is just on Big Benjamin Arthur. Because he's came in and there was a lot of people at the start who were questioning why we're bringing in this guy who's not played a senior game for Brentford. We've got our own youngsters on the bench as well that we need to kind of put a wee bit of effort into developing them. Why are you bringing somebody like that up who's untried, untested? But as you said as well, he's got that bit of CCV about him. He's got that wee bit of class, that wee bit of. I don't want to say arrogance, because arrogance is a trait in people. I fucking cannot stand arrogant people. But I'm very, very much all for. See if you get that air about you and that confidence, that air of. I'm there.
Do you mind it, Hoggy? Do you mind it?
I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all.
Do you mind a bit arrogance?
There's very much that bit about Benjamin Arthur that I can see the early signs of Van Dijk. Definitely, I can see that in the way he carries. But the build of the guy as well, because he's a fair unit. But I felt that he's come on and he's certainly raised a question, which I want to just to spend a wee bit of time on the now. That if we're getting into the pivotal phase of our season and we are relying on our best defence, let's say, who for you the new running into? We've got seven games to go, 8 games in the league to go. Who for you is our number one defence? If everybody's fit and everybody's available, well, see, not everybody's fit, but currently, CCV don't consider. AJ don't consider.
No, AJ, right, okay. So obviously, Rahu, right back, KT left back. And I think you're still, as much as we're. That's a tricky one.
So maybe that question should be, who's your centre halves? Because I think.
So we've got the three, obviously. Oh, you've got 4. You've got Murray as well. You've got Big Ben. You've got Scales, and you've got Trusty. I think for continuity, Hoggy, and this is going to contradict everything I've just said for the last 10 minutes about Big Ben, is that I think you've still got to go Trusty and Scales as your centre halves. I thought Trusty. It depends, I suppose. I'm going to stick with Trusty and Scales as your partnership. I think you're tried and tested. That's Monty. I'm with you. But listen, I completely. There you go. There's Vince with Arthur and Murray right side, centre back Scales and Trusty left. That makes sense. Listen, that's a great question, Hoggy. It's a bit tough for my head tonight. Like it's a good question. Listen, I'm going to stick with Trusty and Scales because they've been over the course so many times as a combination. I agree with Franny. I think Dane Murray's really started to show a wee bit of what we hoped. He's given himself a chance in a Celtic career anyway, Hoggy. I think we'd all written him off. And he's coming to some big games and he's played really, really well. So exactly, Franny, adversity, 2 really bad injuries, some howling games as well. You know what I mean? Some really no great performances. Tynecastle being obviously the one that sticks in everybody's mind, but he's shown that he's got a lot of character about him. So listen, there's 4 to pick for there, and I'm going to stick with. And I completely get why there's Arthur and Trusty. I get that, absolutely do. But I'm just going to stick with Scales. I think Scales deserves to be in any Celtic back four. I really do. And I've not always been his biggest fan, but it means what's this? The message you're going nowhere on. So I'm going up the car, Louise. Now, come on now, it's a break. This is why she thinks I'm like this, and she's got a point. But no, I'm going up the car on Sunday. So with Demo, who's probably watching. So up the road and straight back down again. Best behaviour. That's me off the fags and everything. Yeah. So I've had a good look at myself last week, Hoggy, and thought, fuck this. So anyway, no, there's no spare ticket going, Benny boy. But no, that's where I'm going. What about yourself, Hoggy? As a centre half yourself, what would your I'm going to look for a charger.
It's as you say, it's a difficult one, and the thing is, as this always is, it's an opinion game. Nobody knows exactly what the fuck is going to happen for us as well. But I think one of the things, and I don't know if it was Big Franny that mentioned it or somebody had said, the thing for me that we're starting to see now, Dexter St Bernadette's is Motherwell. The thing you're starting to see now is there's a balance to the team. There's a real balance on who we could get in and what position they are. Now, for me, Scales will always be somebody that you can rely on to get a performance out of. But for me, Scales is not the level that we need going forward for Celtic. So if there's better options, I think in a footballing sense as well, I would be more likely to go with that. So if I'm saying if I could pick the two, I would like to see Arthur and Scales as the two. But it's a very big thing to actually drop out Scales in that, because Scales has been somebody that you can depend on to get a performance out. But it's just that whole thing that heart and head rule different parts of your body. And your head, for me, the head is always like, who's the better defender here? But your heart is like, Scales, you have him in your battle every fucking time. If you're going to war, he's the type of player that you want on your side. And that's what I think, that the run-in for me is maybe not the time to then start bringing in what your ideal would be. This might just be the time as well to get, sleeves rolled up. As somebody, as Kevin said in the chat as well, 8 cup finals to go. You've got 8 games to win this league. Do you need that? Do you need that kind of utopia of the best football team? You want that team as well that's got to win your fucking games. So I don't think I've done very well to actually answer the question there, Paul, to be fair. But
but it's fine, mate. It's fine. Listen, you know what it is? It's like, it's nice to be having a conversation about decent spot on streets of free area, right? But then he puts in a performance like Ibrox when he's fucking heroic. Okay, what I mean? He was fucking sensational. He was sensational at Ibrox. So listen, it's understandable. Well, I'm seeing so many different combinations coming through, and that's fine, because it's a nice discussion to be having. Okay, I mean that we've got a reasonable choice of players. So all good. I think we got there somewhere, Hoggy, didn't we? So, my two are Scales and Trusty.
I'll say my two would be Arthur and Trusty. But and Vincey's saying it as well, Scales is a standing captain, drop him. This again is a kind of out the box thinking thing as well. I don't think he will be dropped. I don't think he will. I'm just saying, if we're saying who's our best defensive kind of choices to know.
Yeah.
But that's something that's been consistent with me, Paul, is that I'm not trying in any way, shape or form to shite on Scales. But I just think from a quality aspect as well, he's not at the level that we require going forward for Celtic. For attitude and all that stuff, every day of the week. Yeah. Every day of the week. But remember, attitude wins you with talent, doesn't he? And that's where I think Scales gets a lot of his fans, is what you bring into the not football sense.
Yeah, but I do agree with that, Hoggy, but it keeps surprising us, eh? You know what I mean? In big performances and big games. You know what I mean? I don't agree. Aye. Can't know where you're coming from.
The thing is, football nowadays more than ever is a squad game, and you need fucking 4 defenders in your squad, not 2. So I'll take whoever Martin picks in that 2 start position as well is all right with me. And I think that's the point that we're trying to make here, Paul, is that for the first time in a while, I think we're actually seeing, defensively at least anyway, that there is a balance to what's been there for selection. We're not picking only the 2 that's fit, because that's the only 2 we've got. You've got players now like Dane Murray and Arthur are backing up Trusty and Scales. Trusty for his stupidness as well, obviously through his suspension as well, which I think he's back for Dundee United. Is he back? He's back. So again, that's through naivety and kind of silly defending. He's getting he's sending off there, but to have somebody like Arthur step in and it to be quite seamless has been amazing. For Trusty to come back in at Chip Pit and at Snake Mountain as well and put the performance in he did there. For Scales to get to left back and put the performance in that he did out there as well. Outstanding. Yeah. So it's a relative bit of confidence that I think that I've got in that defensive unit. When you take the step up to midfield, I think that's starting to kind of sort itself out again as well. we're saying the resurgence of Hatate, and there's always been that player there as well. It's just find them again, and I think he started to do that. Callum McGregor, in a kind of a sad way or a kind of a weird working way. I think that the injury for him as well gives him that natural rest that the body's needing, because that guy's played a lot of football the last few years.
Not doing any harm.
Exactly, and imagine, right, Callum, you've got a wee bit of a calf strain there, buddy, as well. So we're going to put you on ice for the next few weeks, but we're going to bring you back every 6 games to go in this league. Go and win the fucking league, son. You know what I mean? So it's just this is where the direction I kind of travel for the momentum in the league title, I think, is certainly turning back round to the Glasgow sides. And I still count Rangers in there, because I think ultimately, I've said it all along as well, I still think Rangers are our biggest threat. Hearts obviously are points away. But you've now got 3 points separating 3 teams. Hearts 2 points behind them, and Rangers only 1 point behind us as well. So it's like, it's fucking tight as fuck. But that momentum is a wonderful thing, Paul. The area that the team that I think we're still waiting for that kind of pin drop or that kind of eureka moment is in our wings and our centre forward.
Aye.
I wanted to talk to you as well about Saturday's performance, and specifically Svanchara is who I'm going to try to put the spotlight onto here as well, because he's a man that there's lots of opinion out there, as there always is on Celtic players, and again, rightly so, absolutely rightly so. But he started with Maeda through the front, but he brought on Svanchara second half. And I thought Svanchara, and whether it was just the way Celtic played as well, but the second half with the press and the effort as well, I thought Svanchara as well put in a great performance second half for us, mate. And it just shows you there's a different to what we can expect after strikers. Oh, and there we are.
No, I did. What were we getting in? Who were we getting? Big Andy, lad.
How you doing? All right?
Oh God, somebody's no. Are you feeling all right? Aye, because we're fucked.
Aye, I had you on just for a wee second there, and I felt sorry for you, because 2 years are really struggling, and I'm going to try and do my best to make strong.
You're a big gentleman.
So.
I'm not stopping talking like Andy, to be fair. I'm not look worse. I'll take a look at that.
Aye, but frozen fire as well. But it's no stop me talking. It's no stop me fucking vape either. But
what was the question again? I'm not great at remembering things like this.
Just saying that we spoke an awful lot about the defence in the midfield, or certainly that middle three. We spoke about, and we've got options in there. But I think the moment where, and I'm hoping again, and I'm hoping that will come pretty soon, is that we've not really settled on who's our number 9 or who is our wingers, because again, Maeda up front means that he's not playing the wing. So it's where do you stand with Svanchara? Because I thought second half, just with the way that Celtic played second half, and that physical presence as well, I thought was brilliant. And he's a different type of striker. Yeah, he's no a number 9. He's not Kyogo. He's something very different.
Listen, Hoggy, if we do go on to win this league with this squad of players, it will be one of the best league titles we've ever won, due to some of the lack of quality. And with the greatest respect to Svanchara, I'm putting him in there. I'm not spending £7 million on. I mean, unless he goes and rips it apart between now and the end of the season. Listen, he's shown he's got a wee bit of something about him, stepping up and taking 2 hugely important penalties 2 weeks in the bounce. I agree with Big Dom, and he actually still the best striker and fit. I don't know what's happening there. He would be in my team. He's I don't know what he does really well, Svanchara. You know what I mean? He's a big laddie, but he doesn't really use his physical presence. I watched him at Ibrox, and he was more interested in watching the kind of like. He wasn't engaging in one-on-one sort of battles with defenders and whatnot. So, he does add another dimension. He's a big laddie, but no, I'm not spending anywhere near £7 million on him. I'm nowhere near it. I wouldn't really. For what I've seen so far, I'm not buying him in the first place.
I think to be honest with you, Paul, for any players that's come in that we've got the option to buy, I don't think there's any of the loan signings other than Raffle that you'd be any way, shape or form fighting for. Andy, hope you're well, son. How was your weekend before we get into the Celtic? How was your weekend, my friend?
It was all right. Obviously, that game against Motherwell, great result in the end. You know, thought Motherwell done well in the first half. and we done a lot better in the second half as well. But I just, I think the most important thing is the 3 points. I think I spoke about it on Friday, saying we're never going to get the perfect performance now at the end of the season. So it's just a case of using what we've got, which is the absolute desire not to get beaten in a game. So we need to use that to our advantage up against a very, very good Motherwell team. A team who nobody actually wants to play. That everybody's kind of not running scared, but very well. And I just think it's fantastic that just a few weeks ago we were saying these are going to be pivotal games coming up. It could swing either way for our season, and look how well we've done to come through it. We are kind of makeshift side at really low in confidence, but I've got that fighting spirit, and I think with Martin in charge, have showed that sometimes that might just be enough to get you through.
Yeah, I think the Martinelli effect's massive, Andy. It really is. It's massive. And he's looked a bit. I think when he arrived, it was all the joke killer kind of self-deprecation, which he's always done really, really well. Then he kind of went a bit what's the word I'm looking for? He looked a bit crabby. It looked as though he wasn't really enjoying it for a wee while there. In the last few weeks, it's like he just looks laser fucking focused. You know what I mean? He's watch his interview. Pay attention. I'm sure most folk have. His interviews have changed for me. He still likes to be quick back and forward, but less of the patter and all that stuff. And he looks real. I think he realizes just what he can achieve this season. I mean, honestly, I can't express how happy I will be if a man of Martinelli's stature and everything he means to Celtic as a club comes and pulls a double off. I mean, fucking hell.
Oh, is there any chance of Martinelli being here next season?
I hope no, Andy. Even if he wins the double, I hope no, mate. Because I think he deserves his fucking break and his rest. He's 74. You know what I mean?
Did you catch the interview with Jens Bertolascu with Open Goal?
Yeah.
Very interesting listening to him.
I like him, Andy. I like him.
Thinking, is it too much of a risk that thinking about the whole Nancy situation with him, and is it maybe too left field to be going down that route again? But the good thing with him is he's doing it in this league right now, against us, against Rangers, against Hart, so he's not only is it getting results and scoring goals, but he's doing it in a very kind of attractive fashion as well.
And you know what, Andy? You can see what he's trying. You can see what he's doing. Unlike Nancy, which was on the fucking show. Exactly. Every player, he's got players like fucking
McGinn,
the boy McGinn, and fucking the laddie that the right back, albeit got his games. What's his name again?
Stephen
O'Donnell.
Stephen O'Donnell and that. Again, journeyman players. He's got them playing really fucking well.
Yeah.
So I like a manager that can get the best out of what he's got. Right. So for me, he has that
direction and a style that he's adamant that must be. He spoke about it today as well, saying that if somebody's not going to put the shift in half the ball, then he needs the whole unit to work. We spoke about this a few weeks ago about total football mind. When the Dutch were doing it in the 70s, Ajax and Feyenoord, it was they were all rotating. They could all play various positions, but they were all moving it. It was total football. It's almost around that style of football, which is great to watch. Tommy Burns was a big fan of that as well. And the way Tommy Burns had these teams playing. Probably a wee bit more kind of not route one, but more attacking. Tommy Burns.
I think, Andy, when I hear that boy talking, he's very, very confident in his philosophy. A word I fucking hate about football, but he's very, very confident in what he's trying to, what he's achieving. And I think he would be in my top 2. I think I'm ruling out everything's still going on about your man for fucking Bodo Glimt. That's not going to happen, right? That's not happening.
It'll be Martinez or somebody else.
I agree. But I think it'd be Martinez and this fella. I really do. I can see the Martinez link, obviously the Sean Maloney thing, continuity and all the rest of it. But he's got the World Cup as well, if it fucking
exactly. I know, and that would really put me off personally from my point of view. Let's get a World Cup, and it's a major distraction. And the problem we've got is we need a lot. There's a lot of change required for us in the summer, and that's going to take time, especially with our fucking board, They couldn't wipe their own arse. Never mind.
I agree with Manel there. I'm veering towards. I can't mind the fucking boy. The Motherwell manager, I'm going to call him. I'm veering towards him. Robbie Keane. Obviously, Robbie. No, I didn't need to express my politics here, right? But Robbie Keane seems to be getting punted out the equation because obviously the club, the horrible fucking club he managed, to be fair, in Israel. But should that rule Robbie Keane out? You know what I mean? I mean that's coming from me. I didn't need to.
If they're looking to unite the fan base, which turns out it's still bullshit they're talking, but if they are really looking to unite the fan base, that would be an absolutely controversial appointment if they did bring in Robbie Keane. I think just for their reasons alone would totally split the fan base, I think, which wouldn't be an ideal situation to be in.
As I say, it's not like we've not done dealings with Israel before, eh? You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, we were almost doing the same thing in the summer there. You know,
aye.
It didn't happen, but yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think he's good enough yet, Robbie Keane, to be a Celtic manager. But no, between your man from Motherwell for me, if we get him, I would be delighted because I think he's young. I like the way when he talks. Obviously, I like his teams. I would take about 3 of his players straight away. And the first one, as I'm saying to Hoggy, would be the left winger of the New Zealand, but I think he's a fucking cracking player. Yep. I really, really do. I think he's a really, really good player. I don't know what age he is. 23, 24?
He's young,
I think he's fucking top drawer. Top drawer, I really do. So that's my shout for the manager. Robbie Keane, no for any reasons political. I don't think he's done enough. Some may be surprised at that I'm no kicking him into touch for his managerial choices. Where he chose to work. I just didn't think he's done enough in the game yet. I think this lad has come in and he knows Scottish football outside in. Obviously, he's young. He looks. I presume he's young. He looks pretty young. So still loads ahead of him. So he's my choice, definitely. Knutson is completely out of gas, but I think Knutson could be one of these managers that's just very specifically suited to a particular club and the way that they go about their business. So that's my shout. Askew is my shout.
I think that there's something in there, Paul. I just what Lauren's mentioning is if you do bring in Askew, then you bring in Phil Wackenham, bringing a couple of the boys from Motherwell with him as well. So this way of making the managers that we pick fit what's already there at Celtic as well doesn't work. I think if you're looking at what that's going to be is a full shifting of the defensive stuff now. The full shifting of the actual management unit in there. Because Maloney's got a job. Maloney, after this, as well, will get back to his other job at Celtic. Fozzie, I think we all love the Fozzie just being Fozzie. But again, he's a bit a nomad. He's no got his team. He's just basically somebody that's been brought in there to help it. But for me, I agree with you, Paul. I think there's a lot of noise being made about the political stuff when Robbie Keane was mentioned about his ties to Israel and taking money. And again, he's no my politics on it as well. I try and keep it as far away from my Celtic support as possible. Yes, I have my things outside the Celtic, but I wouldn't have been too up in arms if Robbie Keane did get it now. Again, I'll agree with Paul. I don't think Robbie Keane's ready. Ferencvaros as well. Again, he's done very, very well with him. But I think it's too much a departure into the unknown if we bring in Robbie Keane. Whereas it's the point you mentioned, Andy, you've got a manager there as well who's doing it in this league the new, who's up against teams in this league the new, who's playing a style which is kind of similar to what Celtic are playing the new. Yes, there's individual variances on that, but it's no too much of a shift for the team unit to actually take on board what he's saying. So if you're saying what the clear option for me is the new, I wouldn't be bothered with Askew at all. However, it's Celtic we're talking about here. We know there'll be an absolute
fucking a circus.
Someday will
you definitely say that they haven't even explored the the chance of that actually happening, or even asked any questions, because Celtic simply don't do that. Everything's left to the last minute, and it's simply that whoever we think we would like to be in charge, or who would be a good fit to manage your team, is nowhere near what they're thinking. And in my opinion, we're way off the mark of where the road that they're going down. That's a problem I've got. The thing I like about him, right, is that he's improved. He's improved just about every player at that club. So he's actually took one of our players that we can't.
I know.
We don't rate and turned them into one of the best defenders in the league.
Well,
so we're turning our nose up. Well, a lot of us were turning our nose up at Stephen Welsh, and he's getting a tune out of the boy, you know. So, you know, he's. I think he's obviously really gifted when it comes to working with players and improving them. He's got a real vision about him as well, and he's very good at talking as well. We can understand what he's saying. Yeah. You can understand, you know. So there's no. Although he's Danish, but what I did notice was the day he said his family's still in Denmark, you know. So, and I know he's not stayed in places too long. It tends to maybe a year or two at the most, and then moves on. So you would.
If he was getting offered, and if he's getting offered the Celtic job, he's taking it, mate. Definitely.
Aye.
Definitely. I really do think he would. He would. Absolutely. But no, it would be a very good appointment for me. And going back to Martin O'Neill, because Martin O'Neill really want another year of the trials and tribulations. I mean, he's been through some shit since he's come back. You know what I mean? And my dream is, and I'm sure it's a dream everybody watching, is Martin O'Neill at Hampden coming out with the Scottish Cup, having just completed the double, and going away and just enjoying the rest of his life. Further having cemented the already legendary status he has held within the Celtic support. And that's it for me. I wouldn't want him to come back for a multitude of reasons. And listen, see, even if he falls short and doesn't get us on the line in the league, so I'm going to say so bad. That's he's still done incredible to steady the ship and get us results that I don't think any other manager would be able to pull out of this team, just because of the man that he is, the stature he's held, and just to hear the players talking about him, hear Young talking about him, how much he's done for him. He's just a fucking great man, isn't he? Let's be absolutely honest. He's just a brilliant man. So I wouldn't want to put him through another season.
Martin O'Neill would do even at this age with a good team. I mean,
absolutely, Andy. I know.
He's worked wonders when you look at his results. Andy, he's done a fantastic job.
It's maybe one of the worst teams he's ever worked with, player for player. You know what I mean? Because there's no loan signing that's came in, less Arahu, and obviously Sriracha's done well.
Yeah.
But the three we signed, and I'm going to include Big Tam in this, who's done better than puts us in a big yardstick, to be fair. Because the other laddie that come in the second half of Ibrox doesn't even look like he's played football in his life before.
No.
I've never seen such an inept performance for anybody. I mean, I don't think I've ever said this about a Celtic player, and I've seen some really bad Celtic players as well over the years. I don't think I've seen somebody that I would genuinely wouldn't have been surprised if somebody said he's not actually a football player. Okay, he's like that Southampton laddie. I mean, that happened with Southampton.
Right. It's one of the guys that when the teams are ready to line up, he runs out of the crowd and joins in on it.
Aye. You know what I mean? It was that, Andy, and I'm saying that seriously. It was that bad. There was not one thing he done in that game. He didn't look his positional sense. Anyway, so
I genuinely think we'll obviously never see him again. Adamu, for me, you know, the ironic thing is we were desperate to get a striker in that was going to score goals, and we absolutely failed to do that. Actually, talking about the Motherwell game, that Yang goal where it went through, the route one ball, he actually done well in that situation because he kind of blocked the defender for getting anywhere near the ball.
He did.
He done good work there. Allowed Yang to get through, and what a great finish for Yang as well. He was
fantastic.
Brilliant.
But I think, guys, that there's a lot a lot of conversations and a lot of opinions to come when the time is right for who's next in line to manage our glorious football club. But while we're in this wee fight, let's embrace it for what it is. This is Martin O'Neill's swan song at Celtic. This is Martin O'Neill's last stand, basically, as our Celtic manager. And as we said, Andy, before we come on, it's almost starting to take shape now. The balance, the squad, and he's shaped it into that. And Paul, I think you're absolutely spot on what you said earlier on, that when Martin O'Neill came in at first, it was all the wee jokes and stuff like that, because he wasn't the permanent manager. No. He was in just a wee stopgap as well. And he could come in and have his fun and just, see the team out until somebody else comes in. But now he's embracing the fact that he's in the fucking fight. Like he's got to say he's taking his suit off and we'll get the trackies on. He literally is. Taking his suit off and getting the trackies on and getting fucking suited up.
Football boots as well.
Exactly, for every game. Which is the Mark O'Neill that we all remember from back in the day when he was on the sidelines and his daftly jumpsuit. He still was there with his legs.
Love it. He'll know as well as anybody, without saying it, just how much he can achieve and how special this could end up being. He'll know as well as anybody that this could be really, really special. I'm really, really. I can't think it's ever wanting anybody. I mean that really desperately wanting Ange to win the league just because it's his first league title. But this surpasses even that. I'm so desperate for him to pull the suit of the hat. What about the Rangers Celtic career?
I think if you're talking deservedness and stuff, I think we might be a wee bit kind of biased on that as well. But the story that will write itself from now until the end of the season is a story of Martin O'Neill against adversity, against all odds, coming back and basically making a shape of a squad and a championship team out of, no, I say a team of shite as well, but we've watched Celtic and we've commented on Celtic for years now. Probably the worst Celtic squad as well in the last kind of 10 years, maybe.
I'd say so.
And what a party it'll be to celebrate that fucking worst squad in 10 years winning the league, I'll tell you. We'll feel a wee bit better that day, Paul. We'll feel a bit better that day.
I'm sure we will, mate. We'll feel a bit better the weekend.
Do you know what people are talking about now? The Glasgow Crows celebrations when we win the league, it's had its time enough. I'm telling you something, that's going to, if we win the league this season, that the Glasgow Crows situation is going to be absolutely mobbed, I think.
And they better have fucking sorted out for that a wee bit better than last
year.
The
thing is, Andy, that's going to be a special one because it's been so tight as well. Listen, and I'm not jumping the gun and saying we're going to win this league, but I'm feeling pretty confident, as confident as I ever have in the last few months. Because every game we've teetered on the brink of disaster so many times and pulled it out the fire. And that mentality and that ability to continue to do that is something that I don't think the other two teams possess. And I think as well, I always say if we get to, and again, Dundee United, it's not an easy game on Sunday by any matter of means. Got to Tannadice and win on Sunday, but that's us into an international break. And I think we've got, how many games is it? We've got Dundee after that, and then it's a split, is that right?
Dundee, no, St Mirren before the split.
Right, okay. But if we get into this, and I always say that if we get to round about this period and be within striking distance, then this is when experience, this is when Martin O'Neill, none of the other two managers have been anywhere near this. Derek McInnes is, you know what I mean? He's a fucking break. And that wig wearing cunt, I know the irony's no lost in anybody. But that two-pay wearing cunt has already, in my opinion, I'll go back to the 2-0 at half-time game, has already blinked. And to then follow that up by nobody able to beat a Celtic team. I don't know if you've seen the list. It was like Rahana had made it, and it was everything that went for them that day, for the players that were missing, to the players we've brought in, to the players they've brought, the money they've spent, it went right down to the penalties being at their end. Everything that could have possibly went right for them, and they still couldn't beat us. And that's mentally scarring. I think back to the great Tommy Burns team and always say the same thing. We were a much better team. Not the Huns are much better than us, they're absolutely no. Tommy Burns' team was a brilliant football team, but they didn't have that thing to get on the line Sadly enough, because he's a man who everybody would have wanted to be able to do that. Whereas that Hunt team had us kind of beat in the tunnel because they were that used to winning. And that's where I see the parallels that this team under this manager, some of the players in that changing room, Callum McGregor, KT, I'm going to James Forrest, it's going to be massive, I mean, in order to get us over this line. So, I think everything's pointing towards us now, and that's not being cocky, but any matter means this could still go three ways. Absolutely could still go three ways.
Yeah.
But we're in as good a position as we could have hoped to have been. When we looked at the fixtures a month or so ago, and we've got fucking, I remember talking about being away at Stuttgart, and I think fucking dealing with that. Then the Stuttgart home game first, again, the confidence that knocked out the team. And I think, fuck, we've got to go to Germany and fucking play these cunts. And went there and got a result. And it's moments like that that turn seasons. I know it was ultimately didn't mean anything, but it did because I think it showed our togetherness in this team and gave the team a shot in the arm, and it obviously evidently has been the case because look where we are. Fucking brilliant.
I think, Paul, I think everything you're saying, and I'm not going to add too much to it as well. I think that's a really, really lovely way to start our segue away for tonight's pod, because I'm struggling.
I think I'm what's left anyway.
But I think just on one point there as well, Lauren's saying, I think we Danny's on thin ice with their fans. If he drops any points, he'll turn on them. I think the difference you're seeing now, the difference that you're seeing, and I'm not saying there's a difference at Celtic Rangers just as people, but what you've got there as well is Celtic have been through this almost siege mentality thing as well, where it's like, let's everybody get in. Yes, we can go and spit shite and we can go and fucking have our complaints, but we'll back that man. We'll back that man that's in our managing duggout the new. Whereas they are one result away for absolutely giving that cunt hell. Absolute hell. Which you'll see will if Celtic do drop points, and I think we would all be a wee bit kind of premature in their thinking as well to say Celtic will go unbeaten to the end of the season. We spoke about that. There's maybe the team in there that's going to go and win those 8 games. But this has got to be won by the team that loses, that doesn't drop as much points. Stupid to say. But I would rather be in Celtic shoes than the fucking Rangers or Hearts shoes and get into this the way we're set up now, Andy. So just on that, mate, I just wanted to kind of bring in Friday because we're going to kind of say our goodbyes to you tonight as well. And we did say a quick hour, we're already over that now. But Friday, guys, is going to be a big show for us. New Celtic Supporters Podcast. We're kind of ventured on this week in a charity raffle that we've done fantastically well on. We invite you all to be part of that. So this Friday show will be the raffle. It will be 7:30. I've told everybody in their dug that's bought tickets after me, fucking tune in live. You'll see this draw. So, guys, I'm expecting a bumper house, and I hope to hell that a lot of our prizes are won by you guys because, first and foremost, yes, we've driven it from the kind of supporters club as well, but you guys, part of our community, are the ones that's been driving this. So thank you very much for every single person that's reached out, donated money for your raffle tickets. Best of luck to everybody on that one. We'll try and make it a good wee show and a good laugh as well. We've obviously got Sunday's game to come, but I'm hoping to have a good show on Friday. But before we say our goodbyes for this evening, Andy, obviously you're a wee bit late on. Is there anything that you wanted to have a wee chat about before we wind up for the night, mate?
Aye, football wise, no, but I just want to say a big thanks to you for jumping on when the two of you are no well, and it's pretty obvious that you are fighting through it. So well done, honestly, well done to the two of you. And another thing, talking about the draw and the raffle, I met Shug for Boys on Tour last night. I had a coffee with him, and he gave us some retro taps, which you've seen. I've put the pictures in the chat, so there's some good taps there to add to the many great prizes and stuff that people's donated. And it's been what a reaction, Hoggy. You've done brilliant to organise this as well, mate. Honestly, you're dealing with the pod. Your health's no great, and you're going to the games, and you're having this to deal with. So as soon as this is over, you need a big break, mate. To be honest with you, I think you've done fantastic, and everybody else that's took part, buying tickets, donating stuff. I think it's just a great cause. You know,
thanks for that, Andy. But I think it's one of the ones that the cause kind of outweighs everything else. It's not really that much. Again, it's yes, that we've kind of triggered it as well, but the kindness and generosity of the likes of Shug, the likes of Typhoon as well, and donating stuff. Martin Morell again for stuff that he's got for us. So as the week goes on, when I get these prizes in, keep an eye on our socials between Andy and myself. we'll get it all shared on X on YouTube. We're starting to get the Facebook page back up as well. So, guys, if anybody is wondering if you did follow us on Facebook and then we disappeared as well because the Facebook page was actually tied into somebody's own personal Facebook. And when you take your own personal page, the page is attached to it disappears as well. So if anybody's seen stuff as well about somebody questioning where the Celtic podcast is, or Celtic Supporters podcast is, we're still there. We just had to take away from that Facebook page to start a new one. We're in the midst of that, so we are not blocking.
I know there was a couple of side comments in one or two of the comments. I'll say any more than that.
But listen, it is what it is. I certainly don't take any harm or anything at all with regards to people questioning us. I would say if anybody's got a question to ask, that we're big enough and ugly enough as well to come and fucking ask us. We've not.
I was that away, and if the person I was that away, if you actually messaging and saying, "Listen, if you've got a fucking issue, you know what I mean? Speak to me directly." Anyway,
there's many ways to get a hold of.
Well, the I'm an easy target to me. Fucking anybody will burst me the news, so no, the new.
Absolutely, mate. But as the week goes on, between myself and Andy and the rest of the guys as well, we will start taking the heat up a wee bit by showing you what's on offer. Just let me run through a wee bit of a list I've got for you as well. So, gentlemen, prizes that we've got for you, prize up for grabs, will be the Henrik Larsson wall print, the Benjamin Negan wall painting, signed Celtic top for the 2008-2009 season, signed John Higgins print by Gio Thompson, Forster Messi print by Gio Thompson, Messi print by Gio Thompson, 2 Richard Ashcroft guest list passes for the 31st of March gig at the Hydro. The View, what's it called? The View, Hats Off to the Busker Man, vinyl album. There's a collection that they're called the Colours, I think it is. There's a collection of singles of that album as well for The View, all sitting there ready to go. We've got donated a signed Alistair Johnson, Alistair Johnson Canada top. We've got the Live at the Brazen Head, Eriog vinyl CD, vinyl record as well.
That's a brilliant prize, by the way. John, fair play, son.
We've got Celtic Retro Tops, as Andy said as well. Shugs donated Celtic Retro Tops for us. I've donated my black, orange and green bobble hat. So somebody's saying as well they want a Hoggy bobble hat. There's going to be a winner of a Hoggy bobble hat in there as well. And one of the big things, and a huge thank you to Martin Morell, we've got a commissioned art piece from a guy called Ryan the Painter. The Ryan the Painter is a guy who's done artwork for Oasis and big fucking Hollywood people as well. Fantastic prize as well to be able to pull this out of us. We're hoping to have that for Friday. If not, it will be with the winner. I'm just hoping that we'll have a photograph at least to show you of what that is. And last but not least, I'm trying to get signed KT top. I doubt I'll have that in place for Friday, but what I'm going to do is it will be won by somebody in the raffle. I'll pick out a raffle ticket and I'll hide it away. And then when I get that top in there as well, then the winner will be announced live. So there's you are, guys. As we stand just now, that's what we've got on Upper Grabs on Friday. It will be a fucking fantastic night. Let's raise a lot of money for this charity as well if we can. But gentlemen, as always been.
I'll bring it out if you pay my airfare. For some reason, I don't think Trump will let me into America.
So with all due respect as well, I did have that thought in my head. So what if Chris Fraser wins one of these big fucking paintings? It's like, holy fuck! I'll end up banging up the podcast as well. So, Chris,
that's John. I think John's talking about John. Obviously, John Mulaney. Talking about Magoo. He's goes out with KT's sister.
Aye.
I think these boys are probably more versed. Well, obviously he's got it with your sister, so that's pretty close. But you know KT pretty well.
That was the thing. I know Natalie. I know his sister very well, and so I would. It's always that way as well. See, because you don't want to go and just any chance you can get this sign because you must get asked fucking everybody. And I hate that going with my tail between my legs. And can you please get Kieran to sign this? But by hook or by crook as well, we know enough of the family as well that we'll get that. We're going to get it, but the winner will come from the bag of tickets that I've got in there. So we're not going to do another thing for it. It'll be won by somebody that's in the bag on Friday. Gentlemen, yes, if anybody is looking to get a hold of some tickets, across the bottom of the screen, you see the wee ticker going there. So buy raffle tickets, send an email to cspodcast2025@gmail.com. I'll pick it up, or Andy will pick it up as well. We'll send you the details of where to put the money. When you send the money in, we will then send you back a copy of your tickets. The tickets are all sitting here. I've got them all done and dusted, and there's fucking lots and lots of them. They'll be going into a hat on Friday, and I will ask somebody to come in my house and do that draw for me, because I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to be hooky cookie by doing anything there as well. So it will be a good night, gentlemen. Paul, thank you very much for jumping on. I will be honest, guys, at 6 o'clock as well, we're sitting, because Barry's working, because Kev's working, Andy obviously was working. It was like, me and him are fucked. This could easily be one to just say, maybe do a Tuesday pod or something.
It was looking great, was it? It was looking great at 6:30.
But as always, mate, as well, it's the before it. Once you go on there, absolutely.
Aye, man, I feel as good as I felt all day. So,
aye, I'm glad. I'll tell you what, I've worked up my appetite. I've had later the weekend as well, so I'm going to go and eat my body weight in absolute nonsense food. So processed nonsense will be going in my belly shortly. But Paul, thank you very much for the night. Andy, thank you very much as well for jumping on at the end there. It's been a fucking privilege to spend my Monday night with you guys as well as our community. Guys, we will see you on Friday. Have a fucking fantastic week. Paul, I hope you feel better soon, brother. I hope you feel better
soon.
Mate. As always, stay blessed, stay safe, stay Celtic, and stay CSP.
Cheers.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.